the artist, the founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome back to another live. What's happening? What's good? What's gravy? Today is 4/20, the 20th of April. As we keep moving on, trucking on forward through this month. For those who are into that, today is 4/20 because 4/20 is supposed to be a day of celebrating marijuana and all of that, but that's not my lane. So I just mentioned it because it puts a timeline on it, and I did a video earlier today. I did a short, and y'all may have seen it by now. Hopefully, if you haven't, check it out. But I was making my jokes about how in Atlanta, in the metro area, because I live in the metro, not in the city, but still, you go anywhere near Atlanta these days, especially today, you just that stuff gonna be in the air. Like, it's so funny after I made that video, making my point about that's not my lane, and that ain't how I get down. I usually don't get, I won't say I don't get a whiff of that every day. It's not like every day you got to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like every so often in a week, yeah, you going somewhere in traffic, you sitting at a light, you gonna be, oh man, who's pumping that stuff? I gotta roll up my windows, or it's coming through your damn vent system. Don't stay outside just because you got your windows up. You know what I mean? That's my biggest pet peeve with it, is that damn smell and how it's like cigarette smoke. It's all smoke. It goes wherever it will go. There ain't no getting away from it if it's in the vicinity, right? So I made my point about that. That ain't my vibe. That's what I hate most about it. But also, I put in the caption. I say, hey, yo, there's some people who use it responsibly, medicinally, etc. And I got no problem with that. Whatever you got to do, whatever make you happy, just long as you are a functioning human being in society. You ain't messing up nobody else's life with your stuff. You ain't, blowing your smoke all over everybody else. You know what I mean? That's my biggest gripe with it. So, like I say, for those who indulge whatever, y'all do y'all 420 thing. Just keep it over there, not over here, because I don't want it in my airspace. And it's so funny. I was at a light, and it wasn't no sooner I pulled the light turned red. I said, "Oh damn!" Like this, my windows was cracked. I said, "There they go, there they go." They figured today is the day. I'm gonna do what? Yeah, okay. What I was real funny about that too is, this ain't California. This ain't none of them states. What's the other ones? Colorado got a more lenient thing on it and all that. Man, please. They got a percentage of how much folks supposed to have or not have and all this kind of thing. Let you get pulled over and got more than what's supposed to be. It's just a game, man. It's a game to get y'all caught up, because most of y'all ain't. You're not gonna. People don't measure nothing. They sure as hell don't measure what they drink. So you think they're gonna measure what they smoke? They gonna get got. Today is the cops departments. I know this is one of their favorite quota days. That's another thing I noticed today. I usually don't see state patrol in certain areas. I see a state patrolman parked in an area. I never see that. I see regular squad cars in a certain area. I'm talking about. I see a patrol for the daggone Georgia State. I say, man, these folk don't learn. They create this stuff just for you, just to get you. It's like, yeah, give them a day when they think they can just go out and do whatever. Okay, y'all go do whatever. Let's see what happens. Y'all go do whatever. Y'all get out there and try to smoke like Cheech and Chong today. You know what I mean? Y'all get out here, playing your little Snoop Dogg and want to smoke like him. And I can dig some of the rappers. I mean, I'm saying? Some used to be list. One I just mentioned, I don't mess with them because, where they played themselves being affiliated with certain uh, anti-democratic regimes that have taken over. You know what I mean? We'll just put it like that. Y'all understand the lingo. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of folk on that boo-boo list right about now. Keys and you put it all together. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All them people that went out like that. They went out like that. All them folk like that. They over there. We over here. At least that's how I am, buddy. You drew the line. That's what you with? You about that? Okay. All right, cool. The menages, them, all them. But anyway, they get like all these people, they think they get that stuff, they get in their car, and they just think they can do whatever, because it's that day, man, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to be, yeah, man, yeah, okay. I'm trying to tell you, they make this stuff just to get you. Just to get you. Y'all know who you is. Y'all know who you is. It's made just for you. I'm telling you. It don't apply to everybody. It's different. You look at it. Look at it. Let me. All right, I ain't got time to flip my camera. By the time I do it and get it focused, it'll be out. But this cop out here right now. This time of day, usually they don't be out here. They out here now. They're looking for somebody wavering. Like they go one right there. Yeah, yeah. They probably on that stuff. Whoop, whoop. And when they say, roll down your window, sir, license and registration, you crack that window and that fume come out. Okay, sir, would you please step out the car? What do you mean you step out the car? Sir, you've had one too many today. Matter of fact, everybody out the car. Then the backup vehicle come, okay? Because that happened real quick. They're going to have that other one come back them up. Yep. And while you sitting there, can't even think straight, or trying to make jokes and trying to make it light, because, it's supposed to be 420. Supposed to be able to do. You in your head. You told yourself supposed to be able to do whatever I want today with this stuff. Okay, all right. Let that car get pulled over and it look like a clown car when they crack that window and it look like a bomb went off with all that smoke. I'm trying to tell you, they got a paddy wagon. They might decorate the paddy wagon just for y'all today. I'm trying to tell you, that's they made this mess just for you. Some of y'all so mad to hear this. Y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't never want to hear this. Y'all got relatives that been saying the same thing I'm saying, and you didn't subscribe here to hear this from somebody you don't know. But it's okay. Wisdom comes in different ways. Wisdom comes in different ways. Silver Fox is trying to help you, man. Are you listening? That's all that matters. Did you hear me? You know, if you're in the state of Georgia, before you get in that car today with more than your usual dosage, knowing damn full well if you stay under that dosage and you get pulled over, okay, they might not get all of the problems that come with that because they're gonna make you play by their little rules. Y'all better keep up with it. Once you indulge in anything in this country, and this is in the world, especially in this country, the rule book is thick. You understand me? The rule book is thick. You heard? It's a thick rule book, and it's made just for you. It's made just for you. Don't let them get you now. Don't let them get you. Don't let them get you. They're gonna get you. You understand? Don't go out. Don't go out like that. Don't go out. I don't, like I said, it ain't my lane. I don't be into none of that. So I can't even tell you what the last law that was passed overnight, because that's how the other thing they do. For all y'all, you so busy being anti-establishment and you think you know everything about everything. Because that's another thing. All my friends that do indulge, oh my gosh, like, and I ain't gonna say, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that. But I gotta say about 90%, I really do. About 90% of them think they are geniuses. And some of them really are very smart, not making no pun about it. They are very intelligent, very, you know, prolific artists and creative minds. That's usually most of the folks I know that are in that, but not just. I mean, I know scientific ones too, and analytical ones, and they all do all of that. They love them some 420s and stuff. So, I mean, and I don't even, I got a reason. I looked it up years ago. I forgot why they call it 420. I forgot why that got associated. If you're a subscriber and you know the answer to that, hit the comments because only subscribers. I done check my settings. I had some folk just up in here. Hey, hey, hi, hi, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad y'all kept it simple because I mean, hey, I appreciate you. If you real, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can talk some more. Uh, Only subscribers though. But if anybody knows the reason why the weed thing got associated with 420, I never understood. I mean, I did, like I said, I did look it up years ago, but I got so much in my head, and because it's not my thing, it was kind of like in my brain and out my brain. There go two more cops. I'm trying to tell you, they out here today like it's 4th of July. They are waiting on y'all. Oh my God, there's never this many damn cops out this time of day where I'm at on the expressway. I promise you, they just don't. But they here now. What they tell you, I'm trying to tell you, they made it just for you. Mm, mm, mm. What Most Def had on that one song, he said, "If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked the cake." Yeah. I made it just for you. And some of y'all keep falling for the okie doke, man. Stop. Just stop falling for the okie doke. If that's your thing, if that's your lane, stay home today, whatever you're going to be doing with all that. Don't be out. I'm trying to tell you, don't be in your car smoking. Don't be walking down the street thinking you're going to just, start a volcano, you and your friends, smoke trails, just it's gonna be all good. Cops ain't gonna bother you. You think it's gonna be all good because everybody smoke. Some of them smoke too. Why they gonna make? Yeah, but when they on their job, they'll crack your head just the same. They don't give a damn because I promise you, they take that job more serious than their side habits. See, that's the difference. There's people who know how to do all this different stuff in the comfort of their home, on the low, do their private life, whatever they got going on, but they don't tell the whole damn world that they indulge in this stuff that no matter what, it's still not completely legal. It's more and more loosey goosey. Yes, it's on the stock market. Yes, all of that. Yeah, all of that. But that's how they get you thinking that, if you're not knowing, that's how they get you thinking so comfortably that, oh, it ought to be all right, man. Sure, people went to jail for that, but now people just do whatever. And no, they still go to jail for it. That's the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. People still getting caught up over weed charges. Still. Oh my gosh, yes. Do not think it is over. Not at all. Not for you. I told y'all, to you. And for some of y'all giggling, because you think, oh, he just talking to the black people. No, fool, I'm talking to anybody. I'm talking to anybody. All the constructs. Black, white, yellow, green, red, purple, gray. I don't give a damn what you are complexion. It's made for a certain archetype of mentality that thinks, oh, it's 420. I'm gonna go out here and puff pass anywhere I want to and have as much on you as you want to have. Play if you will. I'm trying to tell you, these cops out today. They out here deep. They having a black and blue parade. You know what the cop flag is, right? Okay. I'm trying to tell you. Just trying to help y'all out. I know how some of y'all think. I done had people say goofy stuff in my comments about, oh, I'm just high. What are you on my page for, though? I wasn't talking about that. What's wrong with you? I tell you. I tell you. They something else, y'all. They something else. They are something else. Hold on. Let me check something out real quick. Make sure I'm doing right, because, damn, it is that far. I was like, did I pass my exit, or am I really having to go that far? Sheesh. Louise. You're really putting me in the boonies today. I can't even say broadcasting from the Metro ATL area today. I gotta say broadcasting from the boonies, the boondocks, baby, the outskirts of the farthest reaches of the Metro. Hey, yo, on other news, let's talk about some other stuff. I wanted to tell y'all about something. Oh, hold on one second here. Now. Let me get this. Tell y'all about this. Some cyberpunk news. Where my gamers at? Okay, if you're a gamer, this next topic is for you. All right. Anybody who plays any type of gaming, I don't care what it is, but especially if you love open world games, all right, you love cyberpunk like I do, the genre and the game itself. Cyberpunk 2077, it's a video game, but Cyberpunk 2077 started because of Cyberpunk, the original game, tabletop game, role playing game, came out in the 80s, produced by Michael Pondsmith, black man from California. That's right. Some of y'all need to hear that, know that, because some people don't respect black history and they stupid for that. Because if you don't know human history. But anyway, Michael Pondsmith out of California created this system years ago in the 80s, and his company, Artalsorian, they still make games to this day. Right? Very diverse cast of folks. Matter of fact, I think I've never seen Mike's wife, but I believe I'm not saying for sure, but I think she's quote unquote white because I've seen his kids and I know they're mixed. And, he's got a whole crew of amazing talent, a lot of great writers, a lot of great people who've contributed to this thing over the years. And then, of course, when CD Projekt Red approached him and said, hey, Mr. Pondsmith, we love your game. We'd like to make it into this mega hit thing that it became this phenomenon in the video game sense and really bring to life a lot of your greatest ideas. Uh, he was all for it, or they slowly convinced him that they were worthy, and the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know because they're just casual fans of it, which I respect because I'm a casual fan of some things and deep fan of other things. Like I always tell folks, come to like major league sports, I'm a casual fan. Like yeah, I love jerseys, I love hats, I love a lot of stuff like that. Y'all see me wearing my sports paraphernalia, but that don't necessarily mean I'm like sitting in front of a TV couch potato and every time that team plays or whatever, it ain't that deep for me. It's just like I'm an artist first. So if I like your logo, if I like your mascot, that kind of thing, yeah, that's where it starts for me. But anyway, Mike Pondsmith, with Cyberpunk, like I said, never stopped. He's still writing, he's still producing, he still got his gaming company. They still work in tight cahoots with CD Projekt Red. And CD Projekt Red has their own tabletop version games, okay, licensed, in addition to the video game. But then the original company, like I say, R Talsorium, which is Mike Pondsmith's company, still producing RPGs, and they still have the nice books that come out, which I love the books that go along with RPGs. Those are works of art in of themselves, like for the writing and the visuals. It's like it's literary art, it's visual art, and they're known to put out some really good ones. And so I still want uh, Cyberpunk Red, which is about the time before or during, technically kind of during and then right at the end of the corporate wars. If you know the plot of the games, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's like 20. I think they say 2020 is the age of the time period on the scale. But then they got one coming out 2045. Okay, now you know the video game takes place 2077. So this is a little bridge, you know what I'm saying, to give you how the technology was advancing, how the rebuilding was when, it's really that time right after the corporal wars where, whatever was left of whatever was going on with that was starting to have some revitalization in cities. And so this thing here is Night City 2045. That's the official name for it. It's going to be a thing about Night City, focusing on that particular year and the developments that happen, like I say, with the revitalization, after the big nuke. Because the red period is like immediately during the nuke and after the nuke, from what I understand, when you see Cyberpunk Red, which Mike always explains is very important to understand that time. Because once you know how bad that hit the city, you understand everything else that happened afterwards. Like it ain't just everything just went crazy and people just the corporate systems were breaking down, and even though they're still trying to make money off people and the military system trying to make money off people, and from the corporate gangsters to the street gangsters, everything just went gangster. No, it explains why. It explains why, right? So by the time you get to 2045, it's giving you even more whys for why 2077 looks like it looks, which I think is cool as hell. And so I want both books. I'm gonna try and get both of those. And I want to do a read through and then a flip through with y'all. Like so, if you like what I'm talking about, if you into cyberpunk like that, and you want to see, if you've seen my reviews before, or if this is the first time you've ever seen anything on ONYXCON, and you just like the energy here, thanks, welcome. Hey, but if you want to contribute to that, send a donation, okay? Send a donation anytime. $5, $10, I don't care. Whatever would help in this economy. But that's how we can get that book. Those two books. I want to get both of them. I want to get the red one for that time period, and I want to get this this next one coming out. This Night City 2045. It's not even out yet, but it's on pre-order. I think they said July. Yeah, I think they said like first week or second week in July. I saw an article about it, and that's why I'm relaying the info to y'all now, because I was amped, and I know if anybody who plays the game, you with me. Shout out to my main man Kirk Clemens up there in Philly. I know if he see this, he gonna be hyped. He may already knew about it before I knew about it. Who knows? because he be on it like I do when it comes to this news. Because we some chooms, you know what I'm saying? That's what you call your friends in that world. It's chooms, you know. That's my cyberpunk friends right there. He know. So yeah, man, that's gonna be one right there. We need to get that book in the collection because I have the original guide for the 2077 video game, which is one of my favorite, most coveted gaming books of all. It is my favorite. Out of all my gaming books, I've had some really good ones. You know, back when you used to buy the guide so you could play the game, you know how to get the, and there was some good ones. There was some really good ones. Those, you know, the Prima guys. If you y'all anybody who remember the Prima guy. Oh man, what is this talking about? Man, this thing don't shut up. I know that. Right on set, talk to y'all when I'm in the film thing, when I'm doing production assistant. That's some of that conversation right there. You know what I'm saying? All my real ones in the biz. Set life, y'all know what it is on set when we on the film biz, man. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All right. So I was talking about Cyberpunk and how they got a new game coming out, new role playing guide to expand the world and give you a whole nother setting in the year of 2045 for Night City. So it's called Night City 2045. You know what I'm saying? How I really want to get that guidebook and I really want to get the previous one for the previous game that has been out, Cyberpunk Red. And even the very first one, the first reboot of Cyberpunk, I think it's Cyberpunk 2020, I think. Yeah, I think it is 2020 first. Then it's Red, then it's this new one, something like that. That's the order. I want all three of them because they're good information. You know, I never can pull together enough dedicated folk to do a campaign, have some fun like that. I don't even sweat it no more. I just be like, look, the last time I tried to do something like that, it turned into me creating Cyberpunk ATL, which I always had the idea to do. But when I actually did it, I said, man, this is all right. I mean, sometimes you just need inspiration from, you know, turning lemons into lemonade. And it was that kind of situation. Like I remember it clear as day, last Halloween, I was saying, okay, I'm gonna get this guidebook, I'm gonna get some of my actor friends, and I mean, man, we're gonna have some fun, we have beautiful ladies, some of my cool fellas, we're gonna have a circle and we're gonna do a campaign of cyberpunk. Because I mean, with the actors, come on. I mean, the whole thing is role playing. I mean, hello, most people don't really do that when they're doing it. They roll the dice, they say what happens, maybe the person who is, you know, the guide over the game has some personality and knows how to read with a narrator voice, do voices and do character energy and not just make little quick snarky jokes, but like really make you feel like you're there, you know? Like you really did just walk into a dive bar with a whole bunch of cybertronic augmented killers, okay? Straight up mercs and shit in the afterlife in Night City. And you know, you're just trying to work your way around to the person you there to see, but in the meantime, you're getting some sour looks, you're getting some cool looks, you're getting a mix of energy. Everybody trying to figure you out. You new Merc in town or something. Like it's so many ways you can push it and have fun with that. And if you're talking to writers, I'm a writer. If you're talking to actors, I'm an actor. Man, come on, when you get a room of us, it's gonna be yeah, we're gonna give you something special, right? It's not gonna be an average session when you watch these. And I've seen a few. I spent some time with that. I watched the man himself, Mike Pondsmith, who is excellent, by the way. His voice is incredible. Mike has a wonderful voiceover voice. He did voiceovers for Cyberpunk 2077. You know what I'm saying? Maximum Mike, his radio personality character, in addition to a doctor character I saw in the game, and I realized that was him because I know his voice. And it's distinct, very distinct. And he did a session with this group. Man, what's the name of that thing? I forgot it just that quick. If it had been that month of my life, I could have told you right off the top of my head because I literally binged that thing for like a few months. Um, and it didn't hurt that there was this really cute Indian lady in the group that I loved watching her. I was like, ooh, wee, la la la, right? She was beautiful, is beautiful. And I was like, man, ooh, put me in this circle. I'll make this a whole nother type of fun because they weren't really acting. You know what I mean? They were just kind of talking and going through the paces. But it was still fun because everybody had good personalities. But yeah, um, like I say, I enjoyed watching that. And it gave me the idea. Like I said, I wanted to do an actual session like that myself, and I tried to get some of my best acting friends that I knew would maybe be down for it to do it. A couple of them were interested. A couple of them was like, "Oh, let me get back to you." As soon as people started talking about get back, you already know they ain't gonna do it. And even the ones that say it's interesting, unless they commit on the spot, like, "Oh, that's it, we're doing it, done deal, let's go." You know, they help you figure it out, or they suggest some other friends of theirs. You know, you learn that about people. It's like if you say you're gonna take a trip. Y'all know I love to travel, right? You say, "Yeah, we going here, we going there." If they don't get as excited as you are, and I mean really, yeah, that's it. Let's do it. Let's put some money down today. Let's start working towards it. If they don't start talking like that, they ain't for real. They not for real. And you gonna be the only one on that plane. Trust me. You know, like if I had waited on friends to go all the places I've been so far, and I ain't been a whole lot, but I've been some dynamic places. I always like to say that my list is short, but my list is extremely dynamic. You know, Malaysia was my first passport stamp. Like, come on, like I always jokingly say I got a black belt on my first trip for travel because I wrapped the globe with that belt. Like nobody does that usually. Most people go down below. You know, you go to South America, you go to Caribbean, something like that. You know, keep it simple, keep it plain. No, it was circumstantial though. It was a situation. It was like I had a lady friend out there. I really wanted to meet her. I had not met this lady. I had a lot of inspiration. You know what I mean? And no regret of that part. But it was a learning experience. Bittersweet at times, but it was still worth the journey. You know what I mean? Keyword bitter then sweet. It was sweet and when it needed to be. It got right. It got right. It did. It had some bitter moment too. But anyway, that's life. That's real life. That's not uh, trendy on everything. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to this place because every other YouTuber's been there and took the same damn picture, the same beach, the same freaking this, the same that. Nah, we don't. Nah, like there may be some things I want to see. Like everybody want to go when they go there. Like I did not go to the Yucatan and not go see Chichen Itza. I had to see them pyramids. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so happy I went. That was one of the most phenomenal things I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. And I'd go see that again. I mean, that's worth a second trip, but it's been longer time because I was on a tour where, you had to get off the bus, know what time you got to be back, and you better be back because they tell you, we will leave your ass. Your ass will be left out here in the desert and have to get an Uber all the way back after you done paid for this tour. So like, I wasn't playing about that. I got in, I got out, saw what I needed to see, got my behind back to the bus to make sure I was on time. I remember sitting on the bus waiting on other people. I was like, I ain't getting left. No, we don't play them games. But that right there is a reason why. And I'm going topic to topic because it relates. But that right there, that whole element of taking a tour and having to be on somebody else's schedule, I hate that. I don't mind getting a tour so you can get the information, but I don't like being pressed for time. Like, you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know what you're gonna see. And you might want to spend more time than you thought. You thought it was gonna be 30, but man, I want to spend an hour here. This is worth it. I can bear the heat. I got all the right equipment. I had my umbrella. I was ready. So I could have stayed out there at least another hour. You know, like by the end, I found an area of the temple, one of the smaller temples where they had all these iguanas, the spiny iguanas that are so common in that region. I love iguanas. I love lizards. I think they're cool as hell. It's like a bunch of little dinosaurs running around. I love them. So I was like getting all into that, and that's when I told him, I said, man, you know how much you love these lizards, but if you don't get yourself back to that bus, you gonna get left. Like I had technically like maybe 45 minutes left, but the walk back was gonna take off at least 20 of that. I said, man, go on back to that bus. Yeah, I did. So I did the right thing, but it was right when I saw something else I wanted to see. I was like, man, I'm photographing the lizard. And what's funny about nature, one of them started posing for me literally. Like, rest of them ran off. And this one was just like, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, check me out. Shit, I know I'm fly. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So, yeah, that right there is the number one reason why whenever I've looked up prices on cruises, I haven't taken a cruise yet because of that reason. And everybody describes how I say, yeah, but you got to be back to the boat the same day. You can't you spend the day there, but you don't spend the whole day. You don't like get off and be like, okay, I'm gonna spend daytime, then I'm gonna go back to the boat. I mean, depending on the kind of cruise, maybe they give you a couple of days in a place. That's cool. But from what I understand, most of them they trying to hit like 3, 4 places, and most of your time is just getting there and going back. So if you into I'm on a floating mall with a bunch of other people and doing the activities on the boat, if that's your mentality, if you like that, fine. But that never appealed to me. Like, so you mean most of the time is on the boat? Like, if you really literalize it, not fabricated, literalize it. How much time is spent on the boat versus on land looking at the shit I came to see? I came to see this country, not this damn boat. I love the boat. This is nice. I want to see the land. The boat is just a nice thing to get to the land. I want to see the beach. I want to see, yeah, I'm trying to see the people. I'm trying to see the food. I'm trying to see all the cultural elements of the place that that's what I'm here for, right? So when people have told me who've been on cruises, how, yeah, you do have to be back to the boat now. They ain't playing about that. You got, man, that rushing and, oh, man, too much can happen. I mean, it may not even be your fault. You just get with some shady ass taxi driver. He took you somewhere and trying to up the price on what they originally told you. The stuff that does happen when you travel, and then you get late because of that back to a boat, and they take off. Like, come on. And I looked into that and found out. Heard and read stories of people who did get left, had to pay extra money, and you can't. I was like, that's some bull. Hell, nope, nope. I'd rather just get my finances completely right and rent a freaking yacht with my friends and go for a couple of weeks or something like that. Like, we gonna park where I say we park in, and you ain't leaving because this is my boat today. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like that type of thing. That's how you really do it. That's balling. You know, I get it though, because the price be right. Look at the prices on cruises. Woo, that's what mess you up. She be like, all inclusive? Cause they got how many of y'all on the boat and everybody paid at least $500? Sure. And then when you get off, if you only got a day, and at each place you only spend $100, okay, it's about $1,000, man. You can take a really nice cruise, but the key word is you took a nice cruise. Did you take a nice experience at the places, or were the places just pit stops? The reality I've learned about cruises, like I said, I haven't been on one. I'm talking about the story has not changed since 1980 something. When I used to talk to people back in the day, they said, "Oh yeah, cruising." But I had to think about who I'm talking to. These are people who they don't do what I do. They don't live what I live. They don't want the things I like. Some of it, yeah, we got that certain few things in common. That's why I'm always telling y'all about for the cultures, plural, not no, plural. Because there's places we intersect and there's places we don't. The rest of it is you and the rest of it is me. And they're not gonna intersect. You in your lane, I'm in mine. Don't nothing appear. I don't mind malls, but I don't go to malls in America. You know when I go to malls? When I'm on vacation. If you see me in a mall here, it's a rare occasion. And more than likely, I'm going to do one thing: go in Lids, look at a bunch of caps, because y'all know I love my fitted caps. And that's not even something I do regularly. Because if it was, I'd do it every month. I don't do that. Like, I mean, in a year, I might step in a Lids 2 or 3 times. In a whole year, two to three times in a whole year. That's it. Most of the caps I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna get them in discount shops by chance. I'm gonna be up in this store or that store, the last minute joint, and find that, and I'm gonna find some classic stuff too, because that's how it works for me, And I like that part of it. I like the chance of that versus, okay, I know I ain't got this money, and I'm up in here. If I keep coming back, I'm gonna spend the money. Then I'm gonna be down on something I need to put that money on, but I'm around here wearing it instead of it helping me to stay in survival. I like that don't make sense. So you do some grown folk stuff. You don't hang out at the places of temptation. You might visit. You be like, oh man, this is beautiful. This is really cool stuff y'all got in here. All right, like it's different when I go to the comic book shop. There's nothing but everything in there that I like, even if it's not there. There's always something else in place. The last thing I was fascinated with. Like, oh, I can't wait. If I get the money, I'm gonna get that thing. Yeah, well, if you don't, it's okay. There'll be another one. Maybe if you don't get that statue, there'll be something else. Within a few months, you'll be like, damn. But you still want the other one, but now you want both of them, and it's like, so that never ends. That never ends. You know what I mean? Some of this other stuff, it really is like once in a lifetime. If you hang around long enough, you're gonna get that feeling, you're gonna feel that whole I'm missing out, and you're gonna mess around and spend some money you can't spend. So you don't do that to yourself. But back to my stuff about the cruise stuff, like it ain't changed since the '80s. I don't used to hear relatives, oh, on this cruise, but these are people who only want to go to a mall. Like to them, that's a weekend. Like I worked all week. Now I'm gonna go to the week mall. I'm gonna spend all my money. I'm gonna eat some salty, sugary food, and go home and snack the rest of the evening and watch some show. And I don't care if I'm putting on pounds. I know I need to be doing some activity. And the only ooh, I thought I really walked like I had to carry them bags in the mall. Like they act like that's walking around, getting some miles when really they might walk a mile and a half. Because every chance they get, they sitting their ass down in a chair. I'm not. That's not me at all. That's not me. Like I don't like to sit down for long. I don't really like driving. Like I'm driving right now. This right now is a little longer than I like it per trip. I don't mind. After about 10 minutes, I start feeling like, what the hell is this? I'd rather be walking. I don't want to be sitting down because that is how you get them pounds. That's real talk for anybody that need to hear it. Everybody's body is different though, but in my experience. So no, I don't like that. And there's people who they live for that. They just want to, hey man, what's the next comfortable chair or couch I'm gonna get to? So to them, oh man, most of the time, 90% of the time I'm sitting. Even if they go to a pool, they're not in, they watching other people. Okay, you people watch, eat. And then I heard how, it's so much food. It's like it sound like damn, so you went to a tropical place where it's sunny all day. You could be outside doing outdoor activities. You could be walking the beach for miles and cutting some of that fat that you're gaining, but instead, you can only maybe walk a quarter of a mile and then run your ass back to the dock to get on this boat to get to the next, to go overnight to the next stop. Okay, and even when you get there, even if you get there by the morning, you eat your breakfast, whatever, y'all land at noon. Okay, you only get like I looked it up. I'm telling you stuff I looked up. I asked about cruises on some AI a few months ago, a month ago, and it broke it down. I'm talking about it. I kept asking all these scenarios, trying to cut it off. Like, well, there's got to be at least one cruise line that does this. And the thing that would mess it up is like I would say stuff like, okay, I don't want kids. I want adults only. I want singles vibe. They say, okay, well, if you want that, it's gonna cost a little more. And the first thing that gets mentioned why it costs more is because they figure people want to drink hard. I don't give a shit about a drink. I'm like, I'm not a fucking alcoholic. I don't drink, so I don't goddamn care about a drink. Like, give me the one that ain't got no drink but still got all these fine women. They're like, well, that unfortunately that doesn't really go with the market. They pretty much telling you like, I don't think we got that. In our mind, young and single or single of any group is a bunch of people who drinking and shit. I'm like, you see how fucked up this is, right? I said, well, what about if I want to go fishing? It's like, you're going to wait till you port. There's not really any cruise line. It made no sense to me. I was like, so I spent all this time on the fucking water. I couldn't even just, hey man, we catch a couple of flying fish. We in the Caribbean, we going past Barbados. They got flying fish everywhere. I've heard that's their, signature dish. We cast out right from, just some top water off the edge of the platform on a certain type of special cruise ship and pull in some fish. No, they don't have that. They don't have that. No. When it's ported, you can get you a charter. I said, well, hell. And then I said, well, how many hours do you get? And I think he said like maybe a usual maximum of 8 hours. Like, look, this is like a damn job. You like, I gotta get in and gotta get out. Like, so you're telling me I got 8 hours of port time to a country I've never been, more than likely. I don't know nobody. Everybody I've scheduled to meet is somebody I'm meeting for the first time. I get a charter that's costing me no less than 1,000 for four. I mean, well, from anywhere from 4 hours to 6 hours. If I say 6 hours, which is what I'm gonna say, because I like a 6 hour charter. Because if they do the four, they're gonna ride for an hour. You're only gonna have 3 hours to fish, or 2.5, and then they're gonna be talking, oh well, we just didn't get them like we wanted to today, sir. I'm sorry. We're gonna head on back because everything's on the clock. And then when you get back, You know, it took you in traffic or whatever else going on to even find where to get to the charter, okay? Because it's probably not near where you at. You know, you're lucky if it is when you first port, right? You go eat. Maybe you ate on the boat. It's just all you do is eat on the boat. So maybe you already ate. But you get off. I'm saying you'll be lucky if you get 6 hours. In a real fishing situation, some real one, you get a monster on. They don't care. Hey man, we'll go over that 6 hours. Let's keep going till we get this fish landed. Because the bigger the fish, the better it looks for me and my charter. I can't wait to take a picture with you and that gigantic marlin and that gigantic mahi mahi or that huge barracuda. They can't wait to get that picture. And they ain't gonna want to hear about no. Oh man, I might have to cut the line. I don't think I'm gonna be able to land this one. It's been an hour of fighting. Like you better keep on fighting. I don't know, man. We gotta figure this out, man. We need to see this fish. You know? And you ain't gonna say that if you're a real angler. You gonna want to see that fish. So I said, this some bull. They keep that cruise shit. Like, I don't know when if ever I'm gonna take a cruise. To be honest, like that. It's like I'm social, but maybe I'm just not that social. That's not what it's about for me. It's not about a bunch of literally a floating mall of people. Most of them I'm not going to get to know or won't even want to get to know, and they're man, like they're not going to be interested in what I'm interested in. If I want to, like, I thought about like how I've been to the Yucatan. I was talking about Mexico, and what I just said, like, okay, if you port it, if there is one that takes you to Cancun, yeah, you get out, you go from one party to another. You partied on the boat, now you partying on land. You get sloppy drunk and eat a bunch of food there and get your ass back to the dock. That's about it. You ain't about to go an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours away to explore Playa del Carmen. You're not gonna get to see, unless there's a port there, Cozumel. And even if you do, I see how that works. Cozumel and Isla Mujeres, they ready for you. It's a tourist economy. So if it is a port there, and I'm sure there is, because they could, I know with the shuttle bus things, those are big as like little mini cruise ships. So, you know, it's not really a cruise ship, but I'm saying they're big. So they don't care. They'll be like, yeah, sure. You know, get off and get back on. But it ain't gonna be no long-winded, you really had an experience. You went and saw some ruins. You had the chance to go to like a bunch of shops and explore the graffiti on the streets and make a couple of quick friends and whatever. You know, they ain't gonna have no time for none of that. And that's not the way I like to travel. I like to do everything I just said and then some. And it's on my clock, my timer, my time, people. That's what it's about. So, I have to go and get this order done. I might check back in with y'all in a few. Y'all stay tuned.